frogs! Today I have some poems that I want to share with you from this book called Where the Sidewalk Ends. And the author is Shel Silverstein, and he writes lots of silly poems. And over the next 3 days, I'm going to read you some poems from 3 different books that he's written. He also wrote The Giving Tree, if you've ever read that. It's such a good story. So I'm going to start with a story about a giant. And I'll show you the pictures when I'm done reading the poem, because they only have one picture for each poem, if they have a picture. This poem is called Me and My Giant. I have a friend who is a giant, and he lives where the tall weeds grow. He's high as a mountain and wide as a barn, and I only come up to his toe, you know. I only come up to his toe. When the daylight grows dim, I talk with him, way down in the marshy sands. And his ear is too far away to hear, but he understands. He stands, I know he understands. For we have a code called the scratch tap code, and here is what we do. I scratch his toe, once means hello, and twice means how are you? 3 means does it look like rain? 4 times means don't cry. 5 times means I'll scratch you a joke, and 6 times means goodbye. Goodbye. 6 times means goodbye. And he answers me by tapping his toe. 1 means, hello, friend. 2 taps means, it's very nice to feel your scratch again. 3 taps means, it's lonely here, with my head up in the top of the sky. 4 taps means, today an eagle smiled as she flew by. 5 taps means, oops, I just bumped my head against the moon. 6 means, sigh. And 7 means, bye. And 8 means come back soon, soon, soon. 8 means come back soon. And then I scratch 1,000 times, and he taps with a bappity-bam. And he laughs so hard he shakes the sky. That means I'm tickling him. That one was pretty silly. Now, I have a poem that my sister used to read to me when I was little, because she wanted to sell me. And this poem is called Sister for Sale. Oh, uh-oh, I lost it. Oh, there it is. For sale. 1 sister for sale, 1 sister for sale, 1 crying and spying young sister for sale. I'm really not kidding, so who'll start the bidding? Do I hear $1, a nickel, a penny? Oh, isn't there any one kid who will buy this old sister for sale? This crying and spying young sister for sale. This next poem is called Sick. Sick. I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy Ann McKay. I have the measles and the mumps, a gash, a rash, and purple bumps. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry, I'm going blind in my right eye. My tonsils are as big as rocks. I've counted 16 chicken pox. And there's one more, that's 17. And don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut, my eyes are blue. It might be instamatic flu. I coughed and sneezed and gasped and choked. I'm sure that my left leg is broke. My hip hurts when I move my chin. My belly button's caving in. My back is wrecked, my ankle's sprained. My appendix pains each time it rains. My nose is cold, my toes are numb. I have a sliver in my thumb. My neck is stiff, my voice is weak. I hardly whisper when I speak. My tongue is filled up in my mouth. I think my hair is falling out. My elbow's bent, my spine ain't straight. My temperature is 108. My brain is shrunk, I cannot hear. There is a hole inside my ear. I have a hangnail and my heart is... What? What's that? What's that you say? You say today is Saturday? Goodbye, I'm going out to play. That one was pretty silly. And I have one last poem about a little girl who would not take the garbage out. And it's called Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout Would Not Take the Garbage Out. Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout would not take the garbage out. She scoured the pots and scraped the pans, candied the yams and spiced the hams. And though her daddy would scream and shout, she simply would not take the garbage out. And so it piled up to the ceiling, coffee grounds, potato peelings, brown bananas, rotten peas, chunks of sour cottage cheese. It filled the can, it covered the floor, it cracked the windows and blocked the door. With bacon rinds and chicken bones, drippy ends of ice cream cones, prune pits, peach pits, orange peel, gloppy glumps of cold oatmeal, pizza crusts and withered greens, soggy beans and tangerines, crusts of black burnt butter toast, grizzly bits of beefy roasts. The garbage can rolled on down the hall. It raised the roof. It broke the wall. Greasy napkins, cookie crumbs, globs of gooey bubble gum, cellophane from green bologna, rubbery, blubbery macaroni, peanut butter caked and dry, curdled milk and crusts of pie, moldy melons, dried up mustard, eggshells mixed with lemon custard, cold French fries and rancid meat, yellow clumps of cream of wheat. At last the garbage reached so high that it finally touched the sky. And all the neighbors moved away, and none of her friends would come to play. And finally, Sarah Cynthia Stout said, "Okay, I'll take the garbage out." But then, of course, it was too late. The garbage reached across the state, from New York to the Golden Gate, and there, in the garbage, did she hate. Poor Sarah met an awful fate that I cannot right now relate, because the hour is much too late. But children, remember Sarah Stout, and always take the garbage out. Oh, I hope you enjoyed my poems today by Shel Silverstein.